Hi guys, I'm Mike09. I'm here today on Random Trash's channel to do a guest review of the Semapo BDU sets. As you may know, Semapo have been around for a good couple of years now. Since the start and up to the current day, all they've been making is quality stuff. I myself have only bought BDUs from them. I did, however, try TMC pair, but they weren't as good. So let's get straight into it anyway. We're currently wearing the Multicam 3D BDU set. The colourway is pretty good. The Multicam's genuine Cry material. I think it's a heavier duty ripstop as well. It's not like the 50/50s you sometimes see on TMC or Mislim. They do tear, and also the material fades as soon as it goes through a couple of washes. The stretchy material on the body panel is awesome. It's not too relaxed like a t-shirt would be. It's fairly tight fitting. I'm 6'1", currently got the medium set on, and it's quite long in the body as well, so you're not going to have the issue of it rising up you and disappearing behind your plate carrier. Like I say, the colouring is awesome. This has actually been through 2 washes now, and it's been through all sorts of mud and grit and rubbing up against walls. None of the colours actually scuffed or faded, which is something to look at in the future. You know, when you invest in a more expensive BDU, you want it to last longer. You don't want to pay sort of £100 or £200 on a BDU. You chuck it through the wash and it goes white instantly because the colours run away, or the material starts sagging, or it shrinks. As on the construction side of things, they actually laser cut this stuff. They don't cut it with scissors or like a cutting machine. They actually laser cut it. So what that means is the material is going to last a lot longer on the stitch seams. People that cut it, it's going to have sort of like a fray already on the material before they've stitched it. Their process for copying, well, say copying the cries, they don't label it as copied cries, but they're very close to them. The manufacturing process is very similar. So I've got a pair of AOR1 pants just here. These pants are actually made up of 18 pieces. So what they do is they cut all the sections out, and then they'll piece them together, whereas you'll find people like TMC and Emerson, I believe, will actually make the body of the pant and then they'll start sewing things into it. This has actually got an 18-piece construction. I'm not going to go through all the 18 pieces because, quite frankly, it's going to be hard to tell where they start and end. The stretchy material on these is awesome. I've seen a lot of people talk about the stretchy material on these in comparison to a Cry set. It's very, very close. It's a full-way stretch as well, so you're not going to just get the up and down motion when you take a knee. It is going to be there on all axis. Like I say, the quality of these is awesome. These are actually older than the Multicam set. I'm going to show you a Woodland top as well that I've had for nearly a year now, and it's lasted so well. AOR1 stuff is NC cut, which means that you've got the velcro on the top, but you've got buttons that will do the fly up. What that means is that when sort of naval forces use them, velcro gets a little bit loose in water. It still holds, but it's not as good as sort of actually getting a button through them. What they've applied this to as well is all the pockets. You've got velcro tab, and you've also got buttons on there as well, so nothing's going to start flying out of your BDU. The adjustment points on the back of the knee are really good. You've got a small tab, but you've got a long strip of velcro, so that means you can put it all the way around if you've got thinner legs, and you can loosen them up, obviously, if you've got sort of muscular legs, I guess. Same with the cuff on the ankle, got adjustment there. Few pockets as well, the usual stuff. So you've got your 2 main pockets there with the knee pad adjustment inside them. Then working your way down, another pocket there, and also you've got a pocket just above the ankle, sorry. But yeah, like I say, these are awesome. These have been through hell and back as well. The colour hasn't faded. The colouring on these ones, but in particular, is really good. I've seen a lot of companies do AOR1 stuff, and the AOR1's not quite right, or the stretch material is like a completely different colour. It's either orange or it's brown. This is pretty much spot on with the Cry stuff you'll see if you ever get to see it and you're lucky enough to have it. Also, moving on to the tops. This is also NC cut. This has been through the same damage as the pants have been. The material hasn't sagged, it hasn't gone tight, there's no rips in them as well. Like I say, I've been doing a lot of CQB work recently, a lot of training, been going up against walls, crates, nails, all that sort of thing, and even the stitching hasn't pulled apart. They do a lot of bridge stitch work as well, which is something to bear in mind. It just means that they're going to strengthen the corners of it, so when you start pulling on it to get stuff out of pockets, you're not going to start tearing it at the seams, and they're pretty hard to fix on ripstops. Another thing to bear in mind with the BDU tops is they do have an elbow pad, so you can put concealed pads in there. So it's not like the Cries where it's almost like an open pad like the trousers will have, but you can put something in there if you're doing a lot of belt walking or a lot of CQB work as well. What I would like to say about the NC cut stuff compared to the AC cut stuff is that they seem to have applied the NC cut stuff to all of their BDUs. It's not just the AOR1 stuff because it's Navy SEALs. The Multicam stuff is NC cut as well. So you've also got buttons on the pockets here, and you've got your velcro tab for any patches and stuff. One thing to note about the BDUs from Semapo is that they don't come with knee pads, unfortunately. Now, that's not really an issue because you can pick up some Repro knee pads from TMC. They're not great, but they do the job. Or you can just go out and get yourself a set of Cries for, I think they're about £25 now over here. So they're pretty cheap now. You can get hold of them. They fit straight in as well. A lot of things you'll see with the cheaper BDUs is the knee pads will start sliding out because they don't fit properly. The colours will fade as well. Like I say, I've had a TMC set of Woodland. I went through 3 washes and you can see all the ripstop starting to go white. It just looked horrible, and also the zip started breaking. That's the good thing with BDUs from Semapo as well, because they are NC cut throughout the board. You're still getting buttons and stuff easy to sew back on if they do break, which they haven't on me yet. And also, you know, you get that extra retention on the BDU itself. So yeah, let me crack on with the Woodland stuff as well. This one here I've had for about a year now, like I say, and this has gone through about 12 to 15 washes now. This is like an older gen that they did. It's a little bit shorter in the body, not too much, not like a t-shirt, but like I say, the colouring of Woodland, it does fade even on the Cry stuff, and this is pretty good if I'm honest. It's a shame actually because they've stopped making the Woodland stuff. I'd like to see it come back into stock because it's really popular with a lot of guys over here. A little bit more popular than the AOR1 stuff, as the environments that we play in the UK are more Woodland. If you go into CQB area, then you might want to start thinking about AOR1. Another thing to add about these tops as well is that the fact that if you go for an older gen, if you pick up a second-hand set, which will be mainly the Woodland stuff, it is a little bit shorter in the body, it's a little bit shorter in the arms. I've got quite long arms, I've got quite long legs as well. Like I say, I'm 6'1". I'm currently wearing the medium 32 regular. The arms, I folded these up by the way, so they're not actually short. They do go all the way to my wrists, so that's sometimes an issue for people. It doesn't cover their whole arm. And also the pants as well, they go all the way down to the ankle and over them. A lot of cheaper sets, they say they're 32. Before manufacture they are 32, after manufacture, once they've folded and stitched everything, they're actually a little bit shorter, whereas Semapo, a true Cry cut, they give you that extra in the leg, so when you take a knee it's not riding up your calf muscle, or it's not sort of getting tangled up over your boot, it just sort of relaxes over the boot, which is another thing to add. I would suggest that if you're a bit of a larger guy, maybe go for a large. Like I say, the length on these is pretty good, but the width is a little bit tight for me, if I'm honest. But if I went for a large, it'd just be too big. So yeah, I'd really appreciate if you guys head over to Semapo and grab a couple of their BDUs. They're coming up for their Black Friday sale event, and they'll be running discounts all the way through the year. Cheers.